Weather day, and it performed yesterday. We saw hail, strong gusty winds, and possible tornado damage. We'll talk much more about what this means for the rest of today and how you can plan for a pleasant weekend ahead, coming up at 7.
Also, you mentioned damage. We got team coverage of some of the hard hit areas this hour, where National Weather Service survey teams will be trying to confirm if tornadoes touch down.
Good morning. Welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us this morning. Russell Jones is in some of the locations. We've seen Agenais in some of the areas that received some damage yesterday. So it's pretty widespread for some of the communities, especially in Jefferson County.
Yeah, and our first alert weather teams, they were on top of it. What to expect just to keep you safe. We hope that you made it safely through the storms. But let's get the latest on what's happening now from Megan Thomas. Megan?
Yeah, I wanted to start off with a picture from a dear friend, Casey McKay. She sent this to me yesterday. This was from Trussville. So the images coming up from the Trussville, Pinson area, impressive with the amount of hail that you all received. This is a quarter, and then this is the hail. So the strong updrafts really created larger than quarter-sized hail. These storms overperformed, but this morning, in the wake of it, we're left with patchy fog. And then by the time this afternoon gets here, y'all, we've got sunshine, and it's going to be lovely as we head into the weekend. Spring-like conditions prevail through next week. So here's a look at that patchy fog in Gardendale right now, 56 degrees. Winds are calm. Once the air gets moving this morning, that fog will also start to mix out. Overall, though, dry now, but still lingering with some ponding on the roads. And up through Wylam, we had some flooded roads where our photojournalist Greg Long was earlier this morning. And we'll walk you through that and show you that here within the hour. Temperatures right now vary. We're in the 40s where the front has moved through. Cooler air settled up and through Marion and Winston counties here in town, sitting right into the mid-50s. So as you get out the door and get your Friday started, use low beams, low speeds, especially if you run into areas of patchy fog. But this afternoon, highs will be pushing 70 degrees, and we will see some sunshine. We'll talk much more about how temperatures tumble overnight tonight and what you can expect for the weekend ahead coming up here shortly. But at 7:02, with damp roads, we have traffic, and sometimes it can be impactful. And so what do we have going on this morning?
So we've had several issues this morning. I will say that this one just popping up maybe about 10 to 15 minutes ago. Watch out if you're along I-20 this morning going westbound into Moody Parkway. That's in the Leeds area, about a 6-mile stretch of delays. We got a red showing up there on the map, meaning that at some point you're going to be in standstill traffic. So watch out if you're headed toward Birmingham this morning from that area. 459 north at John Hawkins Parkway in Hoover. Not seeing delays from that, but giving you the first alert heads up. Otherwise, the map looks mostly clear. It looks like headed down from maybe the Gardendale area into Birmingham. You might slow down a little bit, so I'm watching out for that as well. I'll continue to bring you those updates in about 10 minutes. Mike?
All right, Desi, thank you. This morning, the National Weather Service will be sending out survey teams to Trussville and Pinson to confirm if tornadoes touch down. But check out some of this video we got in. This shows a possible tornado, or what's called a gust-nado, captured by a viewer in Trussville around 4:40 in the afternoon Thursday. You can see it start to form there, moving behind a strip mall on Gadsden Highway. Several buildings in that area did suffer damage. And here's a look, meanwhile, at the intense rain and wind that moved through parts of Pinson. And after some of that hail, and you see some of the trees damaged right there, you see what they call as hail fog, and Megan can explain that a little bit later. But yeah, a lot of trees down in that area of Jefferson County, and we just learned about 100 people there are without power. Not surprising when you saw that tree down on one of those power lines. So we have team coverage from those hard-hit areas. Agenais Robinson in Pinson, Russell Jones in Trussville. We'll start with Agenais with what she's seeing in Pinson. Agenais.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Yeah, we're here still on Silver Lake Lane. We're actually off a little bit. We're here on Memory Trail, and I wanted to show you guys this area because we did find this tree that is down in the roadway here. So we have a truck down there. I'm not sure if that person lives in this area or not, but it does look like no one can kind of move through this roadway as this tree is blocking this road. But I did want to say, you know, here's some drone video of the damage that was left behind in Pinson. We got this a little bit earlier. This was taken shortly after those storms moved out yesterday, and the Centerpoint Fire Department confirms around 20 homes were damaged in that storm. Officials are now working to help those who have been displaced, and Chief Brandon Dalem, he describes the difficult situation some residents are dealing with.
Minor to significant, right? So most of it's wind damage, trees through houses, that sort of thing. But unfortunately, we do have approximately 22 residents that will be displaced.
Gosh, lots of families that are going through a really tough and hard time right now due to this storm. Again, wanting to show you guys the area that we're in. We're off of Silver Lake Lane on Memory Trail. We do have this tree that is down here blocking this roadway. If you do live in this area, please use caution. We've seen a couple of Alabama Power and Tree Services crews kind of come through this area, helping cut down some of the trees, chainsaw, get them out of the roadways. But we are still dealing with issues like this. So as you come into this area, as you get out for work, things of that nature, make sure you use caution. But let's check in with Russell, who's in Trussville right now.
Hey, yeah, we're just right down the road in Trussville. Now that the sun's up, you can kind of see the damage a little bit more. Take a look over here. We're at this construction site. This is a construction trailer, where they meet every morning to talk about what's going on. Well, it's flipped upside down. It was well over here on these blocks that were on the ground. That wind came through yesterday, turned it upside down. But that's not all. If you walk across the street over here, you'll see this huge tree also fell down across the road over here, laying in that parking lot, causing problems. But yeah, now construction crews are out here. They're starting to clean up and start that process of just trying to get things fixed up around here. I have spoke to several of the guys out here that are working. They told me that it was just fortunate that actually there was nobody here yesterday when all of this happened. So we haven't heard any reports of any injuries or anything like that. But so that's always good news. But yeah, just a scary moment out here for folks in this area yesterday. You got the trees down, the trailer flipped upside down. But again, nobody hurt. Reporting live in Trussville, Russell Jones, WBRC 6 News, on your side.
All right, Russell, thank you. And also take a look at your screen now. This is video just into the WBRC newsroom of flooding happening on Lexington Street in the Wylam area. Cars are driving through the floodwaters there. But you commonly see that area get flooded there. We've had heavy rain. We certainly had a lot of it yesterday. Drivers are not able to tell how deep the water is. So it's advised you don't normally get in there. Just 6 inches of water, moving water, can move your car there. And also it could cause it to stall. So just be careful in that area. Turn around, don't drown, as they say. You can also stay updated on forecast, live radar, and analysis from our First Alert Weather team with the First Alert Weather app. You can download it for free using that QR code right there on your screen or search it on your phone's app store. Happening now, the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding out who's responsible for a hit and run that killed a 72-year-old man. Investigators say it happened Wednesday evening between 6:20 and 6:30 on Highway 43 North in Northport. This happened near the intersection of 93rd Street. Willie Clay Fleming was found dead at the scene. Deputies are asking anyone who may have been driving in that area at that